red pill and I have a blue pill. Which one would you like?
Oh, sorry, man. Growing up, my mom told me not to take anything from strangers.
Just choose a pill.
You know, I kind of just want to go home.
Oh, you know what? Just enter the friggin' rabbit hole.
Alright guys, welcome to Acquire Aesthetics episode 2. Figured I'd go ahead and kick things off with a quick physique update. Just letting you know how I'm looking. So obviously still pretty lean. I mean, it's only been a week since the last update, so it's still feeling really good. Here I was a little bit bloated. I had a lot of food and a lot of sodium for dinner the night before, which as I'm recording this was last night. So as you can see, my back is still really lean, and I'm really happy with that. That's probably my favorite part of my physique is actually my back. Just genetically, I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. Anyways, as for the weight, so I said I wanted to go ahead and put on about a ½ pound a week, and this weigh-in from this morning, you'll see here in a second, it actually was a little bit higher than I would expect it to be, but not when you consider that I said I just had quite a bit of sodium and a lot of food right before bed the night before. So here, as you'll see, I was, wait for it, 137. So if you saw the last one, it was 134.5. So a ½ pound a week, that would have put me at 135. Obviously now I'm a little bit higher. It's about 2.5 pounds more than I was during the last one. So that brings me into a topic that I feel like should be touched on, and that is how often you should weigh yourself when you're trying to really track this and do it consistently. Me personally, I do it every single day, and that's what I recommend. I weigh myself every morning. First thing, as soon as I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I weigh myself, and that way it's really consistent every single time. Obviously here, like I said, well, the reason that you want it to be consistent, you want to do it every day to see, just so you can get kind of a consistent feel for how your weight actually is. If you're at like today, for example, I was at 137.5. That 137.5, that was a pretty high weigh-in. Realistically, I'm actually about 134.5 still, 135, which I'll go ahead and put on the screen somewhere around here. The actual, like the last week's weigh-in, so you can see that this is a pretty significant spike up. The reason that you want to weigh yourself every single day is because imagine for a second if you weren't doing this every day and you're just doing it maybe once a week. Say you're doing it once a week, and if you weigh yourself in one day and then it's like a really high weigh-in, and then you don't weigh yourself for a week, and then you have a really low weigh-in when you actually do, you might assume that you either haven't gained any weight at all, or you even lost weight, and so then you increase your calories, when in reality, you know, if you weigh yourself every day, you might see that you're actually consistently somewhere in the middle, and then, you know, you're actually right on track and don't need to manipulate your calories at all. So that's kind of a point that I wanted to touch on. I'll show you the difference actually. Say you weigh yourself every week, once a week. After 2 months, say you would have probably, you know, like 7-8 data points. So your graph, if you're tracking it, it's gonna have a lot of spikes, probably up and down, and depending on what your diet's like, it may be really big spikes, or, you know, you may not look like you're making that much progress. But if to go ahead, actually, to show that, I will put a graph of what 7 to 8 data points look like. I'll just put a little graph on the screen of what a week's worth of weigh-ins look for me, so you can see the spikes. Now, take that same month, and then, or 2 months, I guess, and weigh yourself every single day. You're gonna see that there is a lot of spikes still, but because it's over a longer period of time, you're gonna see an overall trend, and so you'll be able to judge a lot more accurately how you need to manipulate, you know, your caloric intake. So that's one of the reasons, you know, that I do it every day. That's the reason I recommend doing it every day. It just definitely helps out a lot in the long run. I just figured to start off the video, I'd go ahead and touch on that because I feel like it is a pretty important subject. And that's it for now, so stay tuned, and I will see you in the next clip. Alright, so the house is currently under construction, but we're going to have one of the last meals of the day. It's just going to be a sweet potato before we go to the gym. So, obviously can't boil any water considering we have no water right now to boil. So, it's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stab a bunch of holes in it and throw it in the microwave. Let's go! Alright, so having one makeshift microwave sweet potato with a serving of peanut butter and some cinnamon. Shout out to Chris Jones for showing this. Of course, I didn't have the Cool Whip or the whipped cream to go on top, but it's going to be delicious anyway. I'm going to finish this. Probably finish getting ready and head to the gym, hit a back workout. Let me know if you want to see a my next workout, not tonight, but let me know if you want to see a shoulder and arm workout, how it is like when I'm doing a lean bulk, how it compares to my training during a cut. So let me know down in the comments if you want to see that. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Sorry it's kind of a long one, but lots of good information. If you did like this video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with everybody you know. And I'll see you on the next one.